Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the Bianconeri Zone. My name is Julian Gennady, and I'm finally back after a week off. I actually got married this weekend, and that's why I've been away for a bit. So today's Tuesday, August 24th, I believe, and we're going to be talking some stuff. We're in a circus now. We're in the circus show. So we got some talking points today to go over, mostly about Ronaldo, unfortunately, mostly about McKennie and his situation, and that shit show that happened on Sunday with Szczesny and Nets. I haven't been able to express my feelings, so I'm going to be talking about him again. So, our first talking point is going to be about what Ronaldo wanting to go to Man City. Um, he should just leave, but I'll get more into it. So, Jorge Mendes is working on a move away from Juventus this summer. We've known about this since the beginning of the summer, ever since the last game of last season against Bologna, where he benched himself. Now, we know his attitude towards the club, and we've seen it throughout the summer, throughout preseason, and especially our first game of the season on Sunday, where he says he didn't want to start the match, whereas Allegri and Nedved, they said it was a technical decision from the coaching staff. Who knows the real story? I'm going to go with Ronaldo not wanting to start, because why would you not start him if the whole time? So the first news report is from L'Equipe, and that's a French newspaper and a news outlet, and they're usually pretty good with their news. So Ronaldo's still looking for a move. Cristiano Ronaldo is seeking a move to Manchester City. Cristiano Ronaldo and Jorge Mendes are confident of concluding a move to Manchester City should Harry Kane's move from Tottenham fall through. City don't want to pay cash, but would like to include a player like Laporte, Aymeric Laporte, the center back, in the deal. Okay, so if we're getting a top quality player back from Man City, I would do the deal, but I don't think I would take it specifically, only because we have three good center backs at the moment in Keelan. And if we just add Aymeric Laporte, it's just another fourth choice center back, and we already have okay in that regard. If we're gonna pluck somebody from them specifically, I would target Bernardo Silva, because he's more of a creative player, and that's what we sorely lack. As we saw on the weekend, Dybala is our only creative player, and he's a striker, so he came to collect the ball and get the ball and distribute. So we need another player so Dybala can play further up the field. In terms of Ronaldo in general, I don't know. I'm over it. Like the title of our show is it time to move on from Ronaldo? I think it is. The way he's been treating the club in particular the past month, since he's shown up to preseason, it's just not. He says remember the Instagram post a week ago? He's like, "Oh, I'm doing the utmost professionalism I can for my club, blah blah blah. I put in the work." Listen, nah, you're done. I'm over that. That was such a BS statement. He never included the club once. He never included Juventus once. He's talked more about Real Madrid. I'm over him. He needs to go. If we sell him for 25 mil, then we get a plus Valenza of 80 mil with his wages. And if he goes quick enough, maybe we can replace him with somebody else. So the quicker he leaves at this point, the better it is for all of us. If you're a Juventus fan specifically, and the club is more important than Ronaldo at this point. And if you're a true Juventus fan, you know that, and nothing should change your mind about that. Yes, he's a great player, but his unprofessionalism at this point, his lack of professionalism, it's just not. It's become a circus. So our next report for the Ronaldo saga is PSG, City, Juventus, Ronaldo. Offer from Real Madrid for Mbappe. PSG has refused it. That offer was in the 160 million euro range, I believe, and that was from Romano today. A new offer is ready to be made in the next few hours. Ronaldo's waiting. Great. And Mendes tries to keep alive the Man City option. Today, Cristiano's priority is Man City. L'Equipe talks about contacts with Man City players, but he has also talked about the possibility with some players in the Portuguese national team, like Cancelo, Ruben Diaz, and what's his name? Bernardo Silva himself. So who knows where Real Madrid got this money from to even make the 160 million euro offer? I'm going to blame the Madrid banks and the Royal banks. They're probably going to go bankrupt soon just because of this. I'm kidding, obviously. But yeah, if PSG should not refuse to sell Mbappe for that money, especially when he's going to leave next year for free. That opens up a spot in the forward line for PSG, and PSG said they didn't want Ronaldo in the past, but if they let Mbappe go, why not fill that position with Ronaldo and make the dream come alive with Ronaldo and Messi? Um, in terms of the Man City option, again, if Harry Kane does not go like he's supposed to go to City from Tottenham, then I believe Man City might get a little not do a panic buy of sorts, because obviously you're not panic buying for Ronaldo. But why not? Why not go for Ronaldo, fill in that center forward role that they desperately need to have, and move on from there? So I, if there's a potential swap with a very good player for Man City, I'll take that. And so we lose the wages in general either way. But if it's Ronaldo for Bernardo Silva swap, I'm all for it. I'm not all for a Laporte swap. Obviously, if Sterling was made available for whatever reason, of course you take that as well in a swap. He's obviously not the best player in the world, but like Sterling would be as well, and he's looking to leave because of Jack Grealish is popping off. So hello to all of you guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the little bell icon that you know, so you're prepared to watch the lives whenever we post content. So going back to the Ronaldo news, I got like again, he has in his mind he wants to leave, so he's got a week to do it. I hope it's better if he does it now. That way we can try and salvage some other player to replace him. I don't want him to leave on Monday and then we have to scramble for 24 hours to find a replacement. Um, at that point, like I said, the quicker he leaves, the better it is for Juventus. Just closes up the circus shop and let's move forward. But again, when we continue on in this live today, you're going to see more of a circle of the McKennie news. So let's hop into there, and then we'll get back to Ronaldo. But let's just clear out all the news today. So the news report for Weston McKennie, who is on the back of my shirt today. So the club itself, Juventus, they're pushing Weston out. McKennie has again disappointed the club for some off-field behaviors. McKennie wants to stay at Juventus. So far, Juventus have received no offers for him and have had no contact with the player's entourage. And that was from Giovanni Albanese and Mirko Di Natale. So two a little bit lower sources, lower tier in comparison to Agresti. But I don't know where the off-field behavior comes from. No one's reported exactly what he's done again. So Mel, producer, and Justin were speaking earlier today when the news first came out about that, and that's probably the club pushing that news to a news outlet, saying and portraying it to us fans, thinking, yeah, we need this guy out. He's not good off the field. He's not professional off the field. So until we understand what actually, I wouldn't look into that. They're just literally trying to force this guy out, which I'm not sure why. Well, I am sure why. It's for Plus Valenza. It's to make more money. We bought him for 18.5 mil in April, I believe. Like we completed the obligatory loan deal, and now we own him permanently. So if an offer of 30 million came in, obviously you take a look at it, but who are we replacing him with at this point? Why all of a sudden are we selling these players with a week to go? Are we getting these dry loan deals for these players to come in the last week? It sucks because Weston McKennie is actually one of the better midfielders on our squad. Like again, Ramsey's out. We know that. Rabiot's just returning from injury. Bentancur, although he was better on Sunday, he still has to prove himself. Arthur's still injured. We need midfielders. So if we were to sell him to Tottenham, Aston Villa, or Everton, because those are the three teams that were linked with Weston, then we need replacements. And I saw, I think it was Montblanc who said Van de Beek. He brought up Van de Beek's name again, which would be fine, because he's an advanced midfielder who can contribute well. But can we get it done again? Because our management takes a while to get deals done. It took a while to get Kyle George done. It took a while to get Locatelli done. Actually, ages to get Locatelli done. But we know McKennie is not the most technically gifted player. Everyone knows that, but he's a hard worker. He can score goals, and he's a good, useful squad player. We're not asking him to start every game, nor should we. But he has enough quality to be a squad player and to impact games off the bench and score some goals. Because if you stick him up front, or not up front, but like as the highest midfielder, he'll cause some damage to other teams in a press. He's got the fitness levels. He's got the grinta that we desperately want and lack at the moment. But again, I don't personally want to sell McKennie. It's nice to see a North American. I'm Canadian, Justin's American, but it's nice to see a North American play for the club. So we'll see how that story goes. I don't buy the BS statements about the off the field issue again until something is literally said and brought to our attention and it's confirmed. I won't believe that. Okay, so I'm going to get into some comment. Oh my God, look at all the comments, guys. Keep commenting. Good for you guys. So Mr. Dax, sup, Julian? Hey, what's up, man? Long time no talk. Haneen says, congrats. Thank you very much. I don't know if I said your name right, Hannon. Sorry. Justin Foro, show that daddy. Okay. Can you see that? Nice. Nice titanium with a little bit of gold. Beautiful. Mohamed Shakil, Man City, PSG, or Juventus. Where do you see Ronaldo playing next year? So this year, and next year, I Roberto Santo Padre. Oh my goodness, what a last name! I love that. Ronaldo should just leave. Yeah, 100%. I agree with you. At this point, he's made the team and the club itself become a circus. So I don't want that association anymore. Ismail Ahmed says Forza Juve. Yes, sir. Clement says CR out, Vlahovic in. Again, if we get straight up cash, I'd like to see what we can offer and what we can do in terms of buying a replacement. What else are we going to go to? We got Mr. Dax. Better Ronaldo leaving this season so we get some cash. Yeah, exactly. The Plus Valenza, the 80 million euros we're going to get if we were to sell him for 25 mil is needed, obviously. That's a question for Aneen. Oh, yeah, there you go. Ryan Saliba says, if it happens with Ronaldo to Man City, I wonder how United fans, they will be so pissed. 100%. They think he's like their golden child, and they think that he cares so much about their club. No, he likes Alex Ferguson, and he has respect for the club, but he'll go wherever he needs to. I think the quote was, I need to leave to go to Man City to win more Ballon d'Ors. He's not even talking about winning Champions Leagues. He's talking about winning Ballon d'Ors. Like, what are you doing? Anyway, Clement says, sorry, guys, it's just my idea. If Cristiano stays, we'll lose Vlahovic, and he is the striker I want to see in turn this year. That will be a tough operation to get done, to sell Ronaldo and then get Vlahovic in, just because of all the semantics with Rocco Camiso and Fiorentina, and his hatred for Juventus. Like we saw, he still talks about the Chiesa deal to this day. Going on. M22 PC You know your name. P&L Pessi is finished. Okay. Right on. Mohammed Shakil says Ronaldo's worth 25 mil, Bernardo Silva 50 mil. How does this swap work? Bernardo Silva really wants to leave. Ronaldo really wants to go to Man City, apparently. So if it's the will of the players, why not? Why would Aymeric Laporte work too? He's worth more than 25 mil. On transfermarket.com, you can see Ronaldo's worth is actually 45 mil, 45 million euros. So we're just putting it at 25 because it's only so late into the transfer window. Let's see. Delgawi. Contrasting reports tonight claim PSG have not rejected Real Madrid's 160 million bid. They're still considering the offer. Yeah, it's all up in the air at this point. It's too fresh in the news burner, so we'll see what happens. It's going to go It's going to go on all night and into the last week of the transfer window, which is this week. Maybe Justin and I can do something on Tuesday to follow along on deadline day. Maybe that's an idea that we'll push through to our producer. Mohammed Shakil says Hakimi, Varane, Odegaard, and more were sold. Yeah, they were sold by Perez. That's right. Well, Hakimi, no. Hakimi's from Inter. Varane and Odegaard were sold from Real Madrid, and that does not make 160. That makes about 75. So let's talk about what happened this weekend. We'll get back into your comments. Because I didn't have my first chance to go and talk about what happened on Sunday in that absolute poop show. And talk about Szczesny. So I'm not sure what Justin said yesterday. I wasn't able to watch because I was doing some family stuff. But wow, he's been so bad since the start of 2021. It carried on through the Champions League. It carried on through the rest of the Serie A season, and it carried on into this Euro performance. And it started on the first game of the season against Udinese. So the news report is Allegri's not giving up on his guy. Juventus still believes in Szczesny and is not planning to bench him. Okay, and that's coming from Omblano, so take that with a grain of salt, or a pinch of salt, whatever the saying is. Where do I want to go with Szczesny? He's bad right now. That's all you can say. He's just not he's not top quality. He's not performing at the level he should be playing, especially on a team like Juventus, who's had such a rich history in goaltending, or goalkeeping. You've had Buffon, you've had Pagliuca, you've had all these great goalies in the past. You've had Van der Sar, even though he wasn't great at Juventus, but he's still a big name. And Szczesny's just not. For whatever happened at January 1st, 2021, whatever happened to him, you need to reverse that pronto. Because at the beginning of last year, he was actually very good. And whatever the reason is, he's been bad. Sunday, you saw it again. Apparently after he had the car accident, so I hope he's okay. I don't know what exactly happened there. But maybe benching him is the right way to go. I see it in hockey all the time. I'm a big hockey guy. You bench a guy who's struggling, and then the backup comes in, plays a couple games, and if he's solid, the deemed starter, he picks up his game at practice. He focuses more, and then he picks up his performance again in the games. So I know he's not the best with his feet, and we saw that the second goal. Oh my God, that's Tim Hortons, or that's Timbett's garbage bullshit soccer. Like my 10-year-olds don't do that. My 10-year-old goalie does not try and do what he did. If he sees two guys running at him, he's just zinging the ball out. And why can't Szczesny do that? I don't understand what his problem was, what he was thinking. It's not good. I don't think Allegri's telling him to keep the ball in that situation. So something in his head right now is not right. And again, like I said, Justin probably went over this yesterday. He was probably pissed off himself. I know we were talking about it in our group chat, and I know everyone around on Juventus Twitter was talking about the collapse. Even they just looked like, oh my God, what are we doing? Like not like everyone. Like as soon as Ronaldo came on, what did he do? Did he touch the ball? I know he scored a goal in the last minute, but obviously didn't count. But he didn't even touch the ball in his 30 minutes on the field. What was like Morata was not good. The ball was excellent, so good for him. Quadrado was pretty good for the most part. Bentancur was all right. Ramsey was horrible. At times I saw we were back into a 4-4-2. Oh my god. I can't believe that's still a thing with a new coach. The same thing that happened last year happened our first game of the season, and that's not good. There was 2-0 at halftime. It was free-flowing football from what I saw. I know the possession was similar. It was very close, but from every time we touched the ball, it seemed free-flowing and it was direct. It was nice up and down vertical play, not the side-to-side BS that Pirlo played last year. But again, for whatever reason, the second half we started out slow. It was not a good start. Whatever happened for the penalty shot happened for the penalty shot. Oh man. And then it dipped from there, and it was just a very bad second half. And we dropped points against a team who's going to fight relegation, because that Udinese team is garbage. They are hot garbage, and giving up 2 points to a team like that at the beginning of the season, when we just saw Inter smoke Genoa, it's not good. It's not a good look. There's more question marks than answers at this point. Like, I don't know. Obviously we have to trust Allegri and what he's doing. He's a new coach, but we have to trust what he's doing. But that second half, it doesn't make me any more confident than when we had Pirlo last year. So I'm gonna hop back into the chat for a bit. We'll talk. Justin Saforo says, so my co-host says, Ronaldo is washed if we're being real. So remember what he said that. Write that down. Twitter is at Justin Saforo. Mohammed Shakil says, McKennie should be kept. I agree, 100%. Unless an astronomical fee is paid for him. Like if it's a 30+ million from Tottenham, Aston Villa, or Everton, you sell him. Unfortunately, as bad as that sounds. Mr. Dax says, is Julian going to read the comments? Yes, sir. I know looks like 14 minutes behind, but I don't know. It's usually when we went back to the past on this stream today, because we're using Skype right now. We're not using our usual software program. So I don't get to see the comments that just pop up and we can't go off that. So bear with me for today. Yeah, Mohammed answered him. So I'm going to go back to M22. Allegri wants Pjanic, and that's why he wants McKennie to leave. And I don't agree with that at all. If you're letting McKennie go, you need an attacking midfielder to replace him, because Pjanic is a holding midfielder. He's the regista in a 4-3-3, and he's the guy who comes and gets the ball. We need an attacking midfielder to replace McKennie if we're selling McKennie, and that's a guy like Van de Beek. I saw Houssem Aouar's available for a loan, on a loan deal now. That's a guy you would replace him with. Not a very expensive guy, but you get him in. He's a creative player. He'll help out and replace McKennie if you decide to sell McKennie. Sorry, give me 1 second. Juan E. Martinez Badillo says, Justin, not top 10 in my book. Haha, those comments on Twitter. Oh, he's answering Justin. Yeah, okay. Clement says, Ryan Saliba, we are Juventus fans and our favorite player is Del Piero, and when he retired, we keep on supporting Juventus. Yeah. Mine was Nedved, and when he retired, I kept supporting Juventus. You're right. It's about the team. Mohammed keeps commenting, Ramsey and Arthur out for too long. Well, they're Band-Aids anyway. When I say Band-Aid, obviously I mean they're always hurt. So Mohammed says, Van de Beek is another Ramsey. No, he's not. There's a lot of going around about Van de Beek. He's good. Every time he plays with Holland as well, he's really good. He's just, for whatever reason, he's not playing with Man United. The fix is always in says, Aouar, Tolisso, Paredes, Tchouaméni. We need to get cash from Aston Villa first anyway. It would be my first choice. I guess this is to replace McKennie. That's what you're talking about with the fix. So yeah. Toriro says, Ronaldo, Chiesa, McKennie were the top 3 best players in our team last season, and they're going out except for Chiesa, who's being replaced by Bernadeschi. I think, to be honest, that starting 11 on Sunday was about just the most fit players and the guys who came in from camp really like on the ball, on the go from the beginning of camp. Apparently Chiesa had a little niggling injury. No concern there. It's okay, no problem. Like, I'm okay with Bernardeschi playing the first game as long as he doesn't start any other games for now. You'll see a different Juventus first 11 against Empoli on the weekend. I'm pretty sure Locatelli's going to start. Oh, he has to start at this point because Ramsey's hurt. But you'll see Locatelli, you'll see Chiesa, you'll see the big guns out. Scrolling down through the chat more. Home of Juve says, I can't pick who is my all-time favorite Juve player between these guys. Pirlo, Del Piero, Buffon, Nedved, Dybala, and De Ligt. De Ligt's already there, eh? Cool. Out of that list, mine's Nedved. So those are all great choices as well. You can't go wrong with any of them. Tariro says McKennie is not the best technical player, but he is a goal scorer and doesn't lose the ball, and he makes good final passes too. I agree with the first 2 points. He's not the best technical player, but he is a good goal scorer for midfield, as I've mentioned earlier. His final passes aren't the best in my opinion. There's a reason why he's more of a goal scorer than a creative player. It's because he can finish the chances instead of actually providing them. But again, everyone has their own opinion about players, and that's why we love the game. Justin Safaro says the stream might be a little off, because it's produced halfway across the world from each other today. Usually I have control, but not there today. Yeah, it's all Justin's fault. Remember that always. Look, he has enough time to comment this throughout the whole video, but he can't hop on with us and save the stream. I don't know, man. Adi Green says Lewandowski to PSG as a sub for Mbappe. Oh, as a replacement. Maybe. But then what does Bayern Munich do? This all got to line up, you know what I mean? Everyone has to have their own replacements. There's a new name I haven't seen before. Philippe Nataziare. Oh my goodness, I'm sorry. Natawizara. It's okay. Good time. Or Juventus 2022. Perrin, De Ligt, Milenkovic left. Oh my God. What is that comment? Sorry, man. Yeah, anyway, I'll move on for that. If you can write that out a little bit more clear for me, I'll get back to it. So I'm gonna keep going with the comments a little after. I just want to make the point of our struggles for fitness, and that's one point I personally wanted to bring up. It's a massive issue. We've known this for years now, that the fitness of our players and the amount of muscle injuries that we get is incredible. I don't know if any other team has this type of injury list, especially through muscle fatigue or just straight up muscle injuries. What is the medical team doing? Like right now, I know Arthur's out with a bone thing with calcification in his knee. He had to have surgery. But Rabiot had a muscle injury. Ramsey's had a muscle injury now. Dybala's had muscle fatigue since he's been at camp. It's just the season just started. How does that happen? How does that happen? It makes no sense. Why? And Atalanta, no problem with injuries whatsoever. You got the same starting 11 almost every week. Not that it matters because they're a system team, but it's crazy. It blows my mind how Atalanta can field almost the same team every week, and after one game, Ramsey is out. No problem, injury. Rabiot doesn't even get to play a preseason game, out, muscle injury. Dybala shows up from his pre-preseason, out, muscle injury. You've seen in the past, Douglas Costa, Band-Aid, Sami Khedira, Band-Aid, and the list goes on and on. It's ridiculous the amount of injuries we do get, not from actual knocks, not from like collisions, or just strictly not being kept clean or being kept care of. So someone needs to be fired on that end as well. And I just want to make that point out because we're losing players like flies here. So we're going back to the chat. We'll start off with, yeah, Juan, you're right. I meant Peruzzi, not Pagliuca. You're 100% right. Homa Vive says, Del Piero is our best player ever, but that time I was so young when he left Juve. Oh, so you were really young. Yeah. Because he left, in 2011, I think, when we won our first, when we came back and won our first league. I think, yeah, that was 2011. Tech should see all the comments from Juventini and use that to fuel his motivation and train harder and harder every day and bench him while Perrin plays a few games. No, I think Szczesny should stay off social media for the time being, because if he sees what people are saying, he'll not be in a good mental state, even if he's not in one right now. He should not look at that whatsoever. He should just take a break in general. Where are we going here? Nanva says, Jules, I'd rather you take Sandro's place. Yeah, I was a left back. I don't know if you've heard that before, but I was a left back in my day. I used to go for on adventures going up the left flank and crossing some balls in. Probably better than Sandro as well. But no, Sandro's fine. I know he's not the greatest. He's not what he used to be, but he's fine enough. At this point, we can't replace him because we had no money, and how are we going to get the money to replace him? A left back anyway. How can you justify that when we have such a glaring need of another midfielder? Mirko973 says, the main problem is not Szczesny, and also he made mistakes. The main problem is the defense. Come on. You're telling me that second goal is because of the defense. You're telling me Poland, when he was with Poland, that was because Szczesny was like, I don't know. He's been bad since 2021. He was good at the first part of last year. What happened? The defense was still the same. I don't agree with you there, Mirko. Hanin says, I think all the playing from the back last year got to him mentally with all the mistakes that happened. Well, I'm going to say this again. If he saw all the mistakes that happened last year, just boot the ball out. No one's going to say anything. No one's going to blame you. We're up 2-1. Boot the ball out. I'm fine. We win the game. Who cares if it's ugly? Get 3 points. The fix. Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, the fix was always in. Says they said on Twitter it was the first half Allegri, second half Pirlo. Yeah, I agree. I can see that. Philippe says, yes, Perrin good. CKP Juventus Trezor. Oh, again. Sorry, I know you're trying to do some English here. I can't understand what you're saying. Sorry, man. Kevin Camilleri says, Ndombele has butter the panic. Oh, guys, come on. I can't even read these comments. Justin says 16 likes. That's rookie numbers. Got to pump up those. Oh, yeah, sorry. I should be plugging that anyway. Yeah, like the video. There's 48 of you watching right now, and apparently 16 likes. So like this, subscribe to the channel, and click the bell icon so you get notified to watch more of our stuff. We're getting into the actual season now, and more content's going to be put out. Again, we might do a deadline day show. We're going to leave that up to producer Ale. And we got some stuff cooking, so let's fire it up. Carlos Rodriguez says, I don't see losing Ronaldo and Weston at this point. Probably said I don't see us losing, yeah, at this point, but you never know. Exactly. You never know what's going to happen. I trust the new management. I trust that Szczesny will recover the confidence. Okay, he might, but when? How many more points could he potentially lose us if that's the case? Because if he recovers the confidence at match day 10, and he's lost us, let's say 6 or 7 points already at that point, it's not good enough. We don't want our goalie to lose us points. Like, it's not needed. How fast is he going to recover the confidence? Clement Mendy. So from what I've gathered since I've been on the channel, it's been about 2.5 months now. Clement Mendy's a really big advocate for youth players. And the goalie he's mentioning, Israel, is the Primavera, or not Primavera, the U23 goalie. And we shouldn't just throw him to the wolves yet. Obviously, we need him to keep playing some games at that level and work his way up, and then Allegri will decide if he's good enough, because we can't just throw that kind of young player in a situation in net at this point. But Clement, I respect you for always loving the young kids and making your point to start them. Nanva says Sandro has the ball past halfway, has one man on him and about 5 meters away, gets scared and passes the ball back to Bonucci every time. Okay, devil's advocate. I'd rather he do that than potentially losing the ball. So we know what Sandro is at this point. We can't really replace him because he's better defensively than Pellegrini. And your first job as a fullback is to defend and make sure we don't concede goals. Excuse me. I know you're going to say, oh, we conceded two, but I'm putting those goals on Szczesny. I don't care. Though we tied 2-2 strictly because of that guy. Roberto Santopadre says Dybala plays better without Ronaldo. 100%. He has more freedom on the pitch, and he has less defensive responsibility. 100%. He knows he doesn't have to look up and pass to him, and Ronaldo won't have a hissy fit if Dybala doesn't get him the ball. He has more confidence when he's playing without him. He's a miles better player when Ronaldo's not there, and you could see it. You could see it in the first half. He was glowing. He was himself again. He was himself of like 2 or 3 years ago. It was amazing to watch, and he never had a real preseason, which is incredible too. So, if Ronaldo leaves, I'm excited for Dybala. Knock on wood, he doesn't get hurt. But I'm okay. I'm okay with it. We still need to replace Ronaldo with another striker to get into the team, but whatever. We'll see what happens. Like I said, another week to go. Let's scroll on. People are still talking about nostalgic players. I like that. Carlos says, no, sorry. Philip says Juventus assistant Cuadrado and Sandro played bad player cups. Okay. Carlos Rodriguez says, have you guys have a Twitch account? Sorry, I'm new here. Congrats. Well, thank you for joining, Carlos. Your first time. I think a Twitch account is in the works. Hopefully our producer can chime in and respond to that. I don't know if he already did. Can't see the chat down below, so we'll see. Let's see. Justin says, oh, Justin answered you. There you go. Clement says, home of Juve, a player that can't grow up in a small team. Therefore, it's time to give a chance to our youngsters like Barcelona did with Araujo, yeah, the center back, Pedri and Meneghines, and so on. So I don't think Araujo is that great. I think he hinders that team a bit. I know he's a rough and tumble type of center back, but I don't rate him that much. Pedri, of course, is class. But do we have any Pedris? No. And do we know we have any Pedris? No, because we Barcelona purchased him from Las Palmas for a reason, for a hefty fee for a 17-year-old. Like we don't buy these players. We don't know, like Fagioli, he could be good. Like he could be good. He had his chance, he screwed up, and that's his season done already. Who knows if he wasn't late for that meeting before the game, or that game against who was it against? Who did he play the first? No, Cesena. Who knows if he doesn't miss that game? He might be starting. We don't know. That's why you can't trust youth all the time. Roberto Santopadre says, is a good substitute, not a starter Juventus. Yeah, I think I made that point. I agree 100%. Home of Juve says, they say that Trent is the best RB for me, or he says he laughs at that. He's not, because he doesn't agree that he's the best right back. He says Cuadrado, he can attack as well as defend. I think Cuadrado, the way Allegri used Cuadrado in the first half on Sunday, you could tell, like, he's 33 years old. I think I mentioned this on my Twitter account. He's 33 years old, and he'll beat anybody one-on-one still. He'll still beat with that one move. He has a one feint, and he's gone. And before on the channel, Robin had his left foot. He cut onto his left foot, shot, scored. Quadrado has his one body feint left, take the ball with his right, and he beats you, no problem. And he's at the goal line or he's in the 18-yard box. It's the same thing in my opinion. Obviously, Robin's a top class player. He did it consistently for years, but Quadrado for the last 2 or 3 years, he's burned defenders on that right hand side. So in terms of Trent's ball playing ability, this is Alexander Arnold from Liverpool. He used to play center midfield in the Liverpool academy, and you could see his ball playing ability is incredible. You saw, I don't know if you guys watched the game against I think they played Burnley. They played Burnley this weekend. He made the little dink pass over to Mane for the second goal. Incredible. What right back does that? Incredible. He's in that area of a pit. Like I like Alexander Arnold. His defending's obviously not great, but what he does in an attacking mindset, I rate that. Justin Safaro is driving on the I-64 through damn cornfields in Indiana. You sound mad. Sounds like a you problem. Nanva says Kayo is the Ramsey 2.0. Like, honestly, I did a video for him on Coach's Corner, and he's not touched the ball for Juventus yet. He's hurt, obviously, for a month, like the news reported. I think it was a muscle injury as well, talking back to J Medical and our struggles with them. I don't know what to tell you guys. Just good thing he's young. Hopefully he doesn't have those injuries in the future, and he can hit the ground running with the team. James Azopardi says, "Hi there, hello James. I don't know if you've commented before, but welcome if you're new." Mirko says Rabiot going to be available versus Empoli. So tomorrow's his first training session apparently, and that's Wednesday, and he's coming back from injury. I don't think he'll start, but like you said, he'll be available. So he might be a 30 minutes game player. So that's better than nothing, I guess. But we'll see how training goes tomorrow. If there's any setbacks, we'll see Thursday, Friday how it all develops. I'm hoping for the best for Rabiot because he was gearing up at the end of last year. And even in the Euro Cup, I know he played left back that one game, but he wasn't bad when he was playing center midfield in the previous games. Where am I going next? The fix was always in. The J Medical is full already. Yep, something's happening. Same thing happened at Arsenal at the tail end of Wenger's time. I think there's still a lot of injury. Arsenal's another team that's always injured. I think that's still a thing. So teams are cursed. I don't know what to say. Steve Cano. I don't know if I've seen your name either. I know I haven't been here in a week, and I know it is what it is, and I can't keep track. But Juventini outlook and outtake on this. Again, nobody's saying he's a bad player, but I like Marvel, and they're branching into timelines and variants and all that stuff. I don't think Ronaldo's timeline matched Juventus's, and that's the harsh reality of it. It was not a good time for him to come. Obviously, the Pandy didn't help. If the Pandy never happened, maybe we still have money. Maybe we can put more resources into the team and into our midfield to help out. But it just never aligned. Our timelines were off. It is what it is. It happens. He came to our team. Oh, Fabrizio Romano just tweeted something about Ronaldo. So he says the Cristiano Ronaldo situation. He wanted to look for potential new options. PSG are currently not interested. Mendes contacted Manchester City, but Juve want 25 mil, and Manchester City have no intention to pay any fee. It's complicated, in quotations. Juve are still convinced that Cristiano will stay. So it looks like to me, if Man City offer a swap deal with a player for Ronaldo, that deal could get done. Now, again, I think we mentioned that it has to be a player that Juventus wants as well. Man City can't just say, yeah, take Laporte, or we probably don't want Laporte. It's a sticky situation. Both sides have to be fulfilled, City and Juventus. If City doesn't want to pay a fee, then you have to get a matching market value. And if I'm Juventus at that point, I say, well, we're going to give him we were going to give you to him or him cheap. And now, since you want a swap deal, we want 45 mil back or player. So maybe that's Gabriel Jesus. Who knows? Like I said, a week is a long time, but not at the same time in terms of transfers. We saw how the Messi deal how it came about, and we'll see. Going back into the chats, Mamuki says AC Milan fan here, but I like this channel. Great streams and vids. Thanks, man. Wow, I appreciate that. Good win on Monday against Sampdoria. You beat my dad's team, so that's good. Adam Oatman says Atalanta are a team of bums. Huh? No, I respect Atalanta. The fix was always in. So Lyon's coach Peter Bosz and sporting director Juninho had included Aouar on a list of players they would be keen to sell due to their poor attitude following their loss to Angers. Oh yeah, they got ripped apart like 3-0 in Ligue 1. So maybe Aouar's attitude changes if he goes to a new team. Maybe he's just sick and tired of being at Lyon. He's been linked to move for the past 2 years, so maybe he's just like, I'm over this. Adam Oatman says they still have yet to win anything, and this is the best they ever been. Yeah, but they're a team that came from nothing almost, Atalanta. You got to respect that, man. Toriro says, our struggle, Julian, is just midfield, and Ramsey is a cancer. The moment we want him out, he gets a long-term. Yeah, I know our struggle is in midfield, 100%. We struggle for fit midfielders, and we struggle for quality midfielders. So a double entendre there. Oh my God, I lost my spot. Sorry, James Azapardi says, one of the problem when you have a coaching change in Italy, they take most of the stuff with them. Maybe you're talking about the J Medical. I'm not sure. Oh, this must be talking about the J Medical. My rant about the J Medical, because James Tonin says maybe too many games being played for club and country. Well, there's players that don't miss any games. For example, like Ronaldo doesn't miss a game. He's always fit. That's one of the brilliant things about Ronaldo, actually. Quadrado rarely gets hurt. Knock on wood. I'm going to knock on wood for all these players. Morata rarely gets hurt. He was hurt last year, but he got like sick or something. Again, some players are just injury prone. Some players are more injury prone than others, and some players are just Iron Men. I'm going to scroll down a bit because you guys are replying to each other. Torero says Locatelli doesn't want to play in front of the defense. That much like at Sassuolo, there was Obiang, and Italy, Jorginho. At Juventus, there must be Pjanic. For sure, he probably doesn't want to play there. He's more effective as a in a pivot midfield, not as the regista. But if Allegri wants him to play there, he's going to have to play there. It's not really up to Locatelli. I hope Pjanic is not. I hope Pjanic is not coming. Like, I think we've gone over this. I think it was the Candyman. Whoever always says Candyman, he came up again. Pjanic. Giovanni82 says Ronaldo Manchester City is fake news. I don't know. I think something's going on, because if Romano's talking about it and he's saying that they won't pay a fee but they'll look into it, something's going on. Toriro says, Julian, Max Allegri has activated my stress mode. Yeah, man, 100%. That 4-4-2 blew my mind that he started out with that. His changes after after Udinese's first goal to go 3-5-2 blew my mind. And I know it wasn't his fault for wanting to play out the back, but so Chesney just got to launch the ball out. There's a lot of issues I had with Sunday, especially obviously in the second half. Yeah, El Guerrero says, Ciao Bianconeri. What's up, man? How's it going? I don't know if I've not recognized your name before, but welcome if I haven't talked to you. Ash Ketchum, DeShilios, Chesney, Ramsey, Rugani kinds of players should not play for Juve. Yeah. Like Chesney last year at the beginning of the year, he was like one of our best players, to be honest. Just ever since the turn of the new year, like I've mentioned today, it's been a downhill ever since the turn of 2021. ROFLMAFAOFTW. I wonder if Icardi is the replacement. So there could be like a little love triangle there. It could be Mbappe to Real Madrid, Ronaldo to PSG, Icardi to Juventus. Maybe that could be a thing. Obviously, Romano just said PSG is not interested, so let's just see what plays out in the next week. I'm sure news is going to come thick and fast. This is what happens at this time of year. Man, if we don't pick up 3 points against Empoli, we better be active. That's all I'm going to say. We better be active players in those last 2 days. So it's a waiting game at this point. Sorry. Home of Juve says Rugani, Berna, McKennie, DeShilio convinced Allegri, but not McKennie. Oh, I think you didn't mean to put McKennie in the first spot. Yeah. So you're saying Rugani, Berna, and DeShilio. Oh, it's because they're Italian, man. Look at the three you mentioned. But no, I think they just want McKennie out for money reasons so they can play with it and do something else with it. So I don't think McKennie's gonna leave. There's not enough smoke on that area for him to be leaving. I don't think he's gonna leave. Alguero says, I wouldn't mind losing Ronaldo if we find quality replacement or young talent like Raspadori. After the negotiations we just had with Sassuolo, I don't want to talk to them ever again. I know Raspadori is a good young player. Let's let him have a breakout season. I know since January of last year or of this year, he's been very productive and pretty good. But I need him to have a Vlahovic type of year for us to go in for him. So, sorry, I got lost in the chat here. Guys, continue to like the video, subscribe to the channel, click the bell icon. There's 37 of us in here right now. I love it. Keep it going. We're producing some good chats, and it's nice to be back. Justin will be back tomorrow, I think. I'm pretty sure, and we'll be back in tandem. Maybe a producer Ale might make an appearance for once. Who knows? Lots of stuff going on. Tariro says, people were excited of Max changing his boring philosophy, but he was 2 years out and never tried and other tactics on any team. So he's going to use his boring tactics because this is what he believes in. Max out. No, we can't already be a max out, man. You know what I actually think kind of screwed him up too? I think the 5 subs screwed him up a bit because he's never had to manage that before. So I think the five subs screwed him up a bit because he made that massive change to a 3-5-2, and he subbed a bunch of players out, and the cohesion just changed dramatically. So we'll see how he adapts to that rule change, and we'll see. You have to put his faith into him now. He's making almost 9 million euros a year as for a coach, or 7 to 9 million, whatever the bonuses were. Sorry guys. Where am I going? Oh, Andresh 1887. I think he's new. Bro, Juve currently need to get rid of 2 or 3 players. I like Weston, but there's no offers for any midfielders except for him. Okay, then again, how do we replace him so fast? What do you suggest we do for replacements? Because if you lose McKennie, you lose one of your better midfielders, and that's an area of the team that you can't lose quality on, or as much quality as we have on. Justin says, how do you like that 4-4-2 on Sunday? It was absolutely horrifying to see that we went back to it. man, not good. I'm frustrated with that. If you see any of my social media, what are those called? Avatar pictures. It's me condemning the 4-4-2. It's just not a good formation. Juan says, I'm hoping Ramsey's injury is making Juve think twice about Ranocchio's loan, especially thinking about the fact he is one season short of turning homegrown, which we need. Yeah, those do play into it. Those little rules like that, the homegrown rule, the non-European Union rule, those things do play a part in team construction. So you do have to think about these things. It is a good point. Now, again, if we're gonna go for Pjanic, I don't know. I hope not. Arthur's not coming back till October. Ramsey's not coming back for what was it? A month? I forget what we said, what we saw. But we need to keep some midfielders. So exactly my point of McKennie needs to stay too. Let's scroll down a bit more. A lot of conversation going on. Good for that. Keep going, guys. So Julian Farrugia, nice name. Who would replace Ronaldo? So again, if it's a swap with City, you'd hope Jesus is coming the other way, or Bernardo Silva. You'd hope that somehow manifests and comes our way. If it's with PSG and that happens to be a thing, you hope it's a Cardi. Because, well, obviously we're not going to get Neymar, we're not going to get Messi in a swap, and obviously Mbappe is going to what's it called? Real Madrid. So in terms of a replacement for this short of time in this year, I'll go with Jesus or Icardi or Bernardo Silva. Going down, yeah, there you go. Oh, so Ryan responded to Julian, and he said, yeah, like Vlahovic, Keane, and those guys, or Alexander Isak, the Swedish guy, you're not going to get those deals done in a week. Those are deals that happen over a longer period of time, and I don't see us getting those guys. I was just strictly talking about this year and the swap that Ronaldo would get us, probably Jesus or Icardi. Justin says, serious question to everyone. Has there been an update on Moise Keane? For me personally, I've not seen one. I know he took out like his social medias. All of his Everton stuff is down, so we'll see. People are probably going to answer anyway. Home of Juve, see our replacement Kane, who gets 10 assists and 30 goals, or Haaland, who's a robot. No. So who will be a better fit? Yeah, it's Haaland. You just need a goal machine. That's where Ronaldo's a goal machine. So Haaland is a goal machine. You replace like for like. Scrolling down. Oh, people are saying Jesus Ronaldo swap potentially. Like I said, it wasn't mentioned at all, but I would take Jesus or Silva. Oh, you can't hear me? Why did Home of Juve say that? I don't know. Hanin says maybe we were trying to sell McKennie to free a non-European Union spot to get Gabriel Jesus. Again, possibly. It's all These are all possibilities right now. I like where everyone's thinking. But again, it's such a short span right now. Stuff can happen quickly, but with Juventus, we know it takes time. So these deals need to get done. Because I don't trust Cherubini to get a deal done in 2 days. I don't think anyone else does either. So we're going to go for about 10 more minutes if the chat's still going on. If not, I'll get a feel for it, and then we'll decide on that point. But we're going to keep going. It's been great being back. Like and subscribe. Click the bell icon. Really helps us out. Tariro says, if we draw or lose against Empoli, then I don't see a top 4 finish because we don't have the players to overturn the form, especially if the GOAT leaves. Two but points will definitely hurt. The points lost, obviously, if we're dropping points to Empoli. It's the reaction I want to see if that happened. Again, I don't expect us to lose to Empoli or drop points, but I didn't expect us to drop points against Udinese, especially up to 0 in the first half. But if we did happen to drop points, I need to see the reaction from the management. I need to see them be aggressive and do anything they can, even if it's a panic signing at this point. Just understand the situation we're in, recognize what happened, and do something about it. Ryan says, Julian and everyone, if Everton want McKennie, what do you think about swapping him with Keane? Okay, I don't mind that, obviously, but Ronaldo would have to leave as well because that means playing time's gone. We have Kyle George, Keane, Morata, Dybala all up there, and Ronaldo if he stayed. Like, that's 5 strikers. If Ronaldo left and we got a midfielder to replace McKennie, yeah, I'd do that 100%. And we'll probably make money off of that as well. So 100% I would do that. James Azopardi says, one of the problems in the last game was when Allegri did the changes. We came with 2 in midfield. We started with a 4-4-2. Yeah, we did some crazy shit. That's what I said. That's what I said. He did some crazy shit after the first Udinese goal, around the 55, 60-minute mark. He had Danilo playing center midfield. I was fine with it last year, and he tried it again, obviously this year, and against Udinese. I don't think it worked out well, but again, he tried some weird thing. I don't know if the players just didn't understand what he wanted, but it was too much of a system shock for them to get the job done. Jacob Farrugia. So we got a Julian Farrugia and a Jacob Farrugia. Welcome. Are Juve really trying to get a swap deal for Ndombele to McKennie? I honestly, anything's up in the air. I don't know if they're specifically trying to do that, but I think it will cost us more in the end if we have to get Ndombele in, because I think he makes more than McKennie. So I hope that doesn't happen. I like Ndombele as a player, but obviously he had so many issues with Tottenham and life in the Premier League that it's a little bit of a stain on him right now. Like that, his reputation has a little bit of a stain. So this has a little bit to do with Juventus news. Fabrizio Romano just tweeted again about Mbappe's situation. So I said it's like a little love triangle with Mbappe. Kylian Mbappe wants to join Real Madrid this summer or next summer as a free agent. He wants to make his childhood dream come true. That's why he's turning down PSG's new contract bids. No English clubs are in the race. Real Madrid offered 160, and there's no green light from PSG right now. So what we can gather from that is the triangle could exist, the love triangle with Mbappe, Real Madrid, Ronaldo, PSG, Icardi, Juventus. That could happen. Why not? That's only if PSG sell and they want to replace Mbappe with Ronaldo. So we're going to keep our eyes on that. Going back to the chat. You guys are talking to each other again. That's awesome. Torriro's making a joke about Juve Medical. The J Medical staff are all single. They want wives there. That's why they are making our players hurt so they can have company. That's a good joke. Weird TV says Romano is saying that Man City deal. Oh yeah, I think I read that. Okay, so let's scroll down to James Azopardi. I will try for Verratti. Oh, if you want to swap Ronaldo, I don't think they're gonna lose Mbappe and Verratti in one summer. That'd be devastating for them. Their midfield is good, but only because Verratti's the main piece of it. Like Paredes, Wijnaldum, Di Maria, all those players are good, but like Verratti's the main reason why they're good. See a CR swap or CR7 swap for Verratti. Yeah, Home of Juve says only 33 likes when more than 40 people or almost 40 people are watching. It's not good enough, guys. Liked it. Like the video. Life's Crazy says, we are really beat up right now. The midfield versus Udinese was super glued together with players who have shown they aren't fully fit. It's a new season when Why? It's a new season when we are more healthy. So he's probably saying, why are we not more healthy when it's the beginning of a new season? And there's a very good question. Very good question. So we got 5 more minutes, and then we're gonna wrap it up. It's probably 12 o'clock in Europe somewhere, and it's 6 o'clock here in North America, and in the Eastern Standard Time Zone. Homo Viva says we can't sign a war for 25 and Kamavinga for 35. Maybe if you do one of those loan deals, if you sell Ronaldo, anything can happen at that point. So we just gotta sell to buy. I don't want to read that because I can't understand it. Antonio I says, what do you think of United swap CR7 and Anthony Martial? I don't think that's a terrible swap. Oof, I do. If we're swapping CR7 to Man United, I want a midfielder and I want Pogba. Or because they both got 1 year left on their contract. They're probably both similar in market value. I think Pogba's 50 and Ronaldo's 45. Someone can fact check me, but again, we'll see. Yeah, Martial, no, I don't like him. He's not had a very good year also. Juan E. Martinez Badillo says, about replacements, tomorrow is the second game between Shakhtar and Monaco. If Monaco is eliminated, it'll open up Tchouameni's chances of leaving drastically. Yeah. So I might be doing a coach's corner on him soon because that is the most likely player to arrive if a midfielder was to arrive, because we've been watching him closely. All of our top tier sources have been linking us to him closely. I can see that one on the back burner right now, but it's picking up some heat, especially if Shakhtar do win, like you said. Let's see. Let's end on a. Yeah, our admin says the DiMarzio tweet. Oh my goodness, there's so many things. Okay, so I'm gonna read two more. I'll read Jazz HD because I've never seen that name before. Georgina saying Ronaldo's staying and his son being a forward for Juventus U11s. Can these things be considered relevant to confirm he's staying? What's the source for that? Why did she say that to a what? Did she say that to a news outlet? Did she confirm it to Juventus? I don't know. If you can confirm that, then they're staying. And last thing, if CR7 leaves, Paulo Capitano Dybala will score 20 plus goals per season and 15 assists. But I want him to stay for at least one more season. So Homo Juve says he wants one more year from Ronaldo, but he thinks if he does leave, Dybala will be very successful this season onwards. We've seen him have a 20 plus goal season before without Ronaldo. We've also seen him have an MVP season with Ronaldo. So I think he has, like I said earlier, I think he has more confidence playing as the main focal point in the team. And you saw that in the first half against Udinese, and then you saw in the second half he almost disappeared. But not almost disappeared, sorry, but he wasn't as good as in the first half. So again, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Tune into the channel, tune into the accounts on all social media. We have a lot going on. Last week of the transfer window. Stay tuned. I'm sure we'll have one big show coming. Either Ronaldo leaving, either McKennie leaving, who we're replacing him with. So it'll be big. Thank you for you guys for tuning in. Thank you for liking. Thank you for subscribing if you did today. We'll see you tomorrow. And have a good night, guys. Ciao.